thoughts on him and when you expect him in town?
His name is Ryan Raveloson. He is a very versatile player and an excellent soccer player. This year with Troyes, they won the second division in France, so their team is going up to the first division. He had other opportunities to play in first division clubs, and again, chose the Galaxy and MLS, which is an incredible thing for us and for our league too, to get these young players who are still working towards their prime to choose our league and choose our club. It's a big deal. So he is a versatile player. We've seen him this year. He's primarily a defensive midfielder, but we've seen him play in the back three as a middle center back, as a right center back. We've seen him play defensive midfield, higher up the field as an 8. We've even seen him play some as a right wing back for them this year. So a lot of versatility because he's just a very good, very high awareness player. Very, very comfortable and smooth with the ball, and can fit, for us and give us some depth in midfield, but also gives us some flexibility with him that we can do some different things as well. So we're excited to have him. In terms of timeline, I've given up on timelines when it comes to the visa process. We're not having a lot of success in making that process fast. And so hopefully with the break not too far ahead of us, we can get these things done and get these guys here and get them the opportunity to meet their teammates, settle in, with living conditions and stuff like that, and all that good stuff. So I remain optimistic, but nothing is happening fast. That's for sure.
And with Cabral, have you seen another week of training for him? Have you seen him sort of settling in this week?
Yeah, very much. I thought it's interesting because after the game on Saturday, I felt like on Sunday when we returned in and we trained as a group, it was almost like a big relief on Sunday that he got kind of that initial feel of his first game and getting the emotion of that part of it out and that uncertainty of what it's like to be on the field in an MLS game. Like all of that, I feel like was behind him after just that 30 minutes. And he came out even on Sunday, the day after, just a lot lighter, a lot freer, I felt just a lot more comfortable, and has been so this whole week. He's impressed me with just how quickly he's understanding what we're trying to do from game concepts. Very, very intelligent and picking up things quickly. Again, showing his creativity on the ball and his ability to do the things that we've seen him do. So, but I have seen just his ability to kind of settle in the group this week, take a big step forward than even where it was, last week. So, we're happy with that for sure.
Thanks, Greg.
Thanks, Damien. We'll go next to Alicia Rodriguez with SB Nation. Alicia, go ahead.
Thanks very much. Greg, I wanted to ask, given that Ryan is the 4th player signed out of France this year by the club, do you guys see France, and I guess in particular Ligue 2, as like a good place to find value for MLS right now? Because you guys really seem to be targeting that those leagues in particular to pick up some players. So I'm curious about your thoughts on that.
Yeah, I think it's a combination of things. In terms of players that we looked at on paper and looked at on video and all that, we scoured a lot of different countries. We were everywhere in South America. We were in the eastern part of Europe. In Europe, France was one of the countries. One of the opportunities we have in France, I think the top part of Ligue 2 and the best young players in Ligue 2 who have the Ligue 1 potential are players who can settle in and play in our league. It's an athletic league. It's a fast-paced league. It's also very organized, and there's teams in there that are very tactical, and some that make sense for what we're trying to do as well. Troyes definitely being one of them. Their coach is a former teammate of mine. They have a similar setup as like a Man City, and so they have some similar principles, game principles that we have in terms of what we're trying to do. So that just being one example. But I think, again, the players who are pushing and knocking on the door of Ligue 1 who are still young and have upside are very, very viable players in our league, and it makes sense. The other part of that is that's where we could get to see players live, to meet them in person, to get a real feel for what these players are going to bring to our team, not just on the field, but off the field. And so we're having a tougher time nailing down all those things with some of the players we were interested in Central America. It was not as easy for us to get there and get a real feel for that, and get deals done. And we were able to do so in France. I think, with the pandemic, some of the teams and some of the clubs over there are having a difficult time financially, which also, it helped because we were in position to try to make moves, and we had resources to do so. So it came together. I think the players do fit our league and fit what we're trying to do. But deals there's a lot of things that have to come together for these deals to actually get to the final stage and get the players here. And it happened for us in that league this year, and it won't always be the case as we continue to look to add to our team, because we will. We're still scouring the globe to find the players who fit what we're trying to do.
Thanks, Alicia. We'll go next to Scott French to follow up on the question of the French league.
Chris was hoping that I would.
Scott, you cut out.
Was hoping that I would ask a question about French players. Alicia actually asked my question, but I'm also wondering, Greg, you have a background in France,
Yep.
both as a player and in your evolution in becoming a coach. In what ways has that kind of given you more of an insight into French players, and perhaps maybe put your radar on France a little stronger?
Some of it is, again, connections, resources to be able to speak to people there who are close to players, but maybe not in the inner circle of the players. So you can get other assessments. You can get ideas of how the player trains, who they are off the field. There's different things where when you have knowledge of people in an area, then you can get more information as you try to do your diligence on players. Second, a little bit is, as you said, some of the academies and some of the clubs that the players have come from. I have some knowledge of what their process was as they came through their different academies, especially with PSG Academy with Cabral, and kind of understanding what their philosophy is and how they're thinking. And so there's some benefits. None of those that I would say are overly worth putting out there as a real priority in this. It was looking to see what the players, how they play, how they think about the game as we're watching and assessing them, what qualities that they're going to bring to the team relative to how we define the positions and the roles that we want them to play. And the second part, as I said, is just the due diligence part of that. We're adding a person that fits into our team and that has the hunger to continue to improve and get better, to want to win championships, things like that. It just, again, the connections help you to dig in a little bit more and maybe gather more information in the process.